Punna-based barley in our brew. For our lighter beers we use a lager malt. For our darker beers a more roasted kiln-dried barley. And for those we add up to 5 different flavouring malts according to recipe. They all get milled, drop into water, and it forms what we call as the mash. The mash is then transferred to the kettle, and that's where the real boiling's done. 90 minutes at well over 110 degrees, and that's where we add our sugar and our hops. Now sugar is actually added just to get everything working faster. It gets the sucrose underway, it gets the yeast underway. If you don't add sugar, it takes 4 to 5 days long to ferment the product. The only beer still produced on site that we don't actually add sugar to is our Pilsner, made to a very, very old Czechoslovakian recipe, no sugar. For the other beers, they simply select the number of bags of sugar they require from the sugar stack here. Just over the floor there, you'll see a copper lid that covers a very big copper chute just like this that goes down 4 floors into the kettle on the brew floor. As you come down, just stay around this area here, just have a read of the board, that'll tell you all about our water treatment there. Okay. Now on the board here, when the mill starts up, the barley drops down through a screen. Past these magnets that pick up any metal that might happen to be in the barley, through a feed roller, into these milling rollers that actually crush the barley to separate the seed from the husk. That then drops through the bottom of the mill into what we call the grist case. You'll see it on the brew floor, and that actually holds the milled barley while the water goes in from next door. Now you'll see anti-explosion shells and anti-explosion devices. Barley, when it's being milled, is very, very explosive. The dust is almost like gunpowder. That's there to protect us. As well as that, the mill has been built on the outside of the building. We've got triple brick walls around the room and steel doors near every entranceway. So if these don't work for any reason and there is an explosion, it doesn't put the brewery out of business, just makes a bloody big mess out on the street. Very, very grind through those. That actually cools the beer down there just from anything. Okay, now right up the top on the left hand side there, that unit is what is called the mash mixer. That's where the water goes into right at the very start. The big hopper coming down the ceiling, that's the grist case. That's collected all the milled barley from the mills. It drops it into the water in the mash mixer, and over the next 2 hours the temperature goes up to about 75 degrees. And that actually converts that into what is called the mash. The mash is then transferred down to the lauter. This is this unit over here. And over the next 2 to 3 hours, that actually converts the mash into what we call the wort and separates all the malt husks out. The wort is then pumped from the lauter up to the kettle. The kettle's a very big unit right up the top in the middle. And over the next 90 minutes, at a very high temperature, everything listed on the board there takes place at that kettle stage. Now once the wort's been transferred from here up to the kettle, we then pump hot liquor or hot water through there, and that washes all the sugars out the bottom, leaves the husks in the base. During the day, trucks come into that entrance way down there, we drop the husks out the bottom, they're pumped out onto the trucks, and they go out and they're used as cattle feed. Now the kettle boils up in 2 lots. The cooker, which is this unit over here, that is used as a holding vessel, as you can see in the board. It holds 1 lot of wort while the next lot's coming through. When they're both ready, they're pumped up to the whirlpool. That's a very big unit right at the top on the left. And we actually create a whirlpool effect that draws all the wort protein out. The residue, which is not very much, sinks to the bottom. It's odourless and tasteless. It's the only thing we don't use or reuse in the brewery, goes to the tip. It does have a chemical name, it's called TRUB, T-R-U-B. Now the 3 brewers that work on this floor on a normal brewing day, they start here at 4:30 in the morning. They do 10-hour shifts. The rest of the time, they're responsible for keeping all the copper clean inside as well as too fast. Now the beer at the back of the throat, those taste bad if you get down there too quickly. They're only there to pick up bitterness. That's all they're meant to do, that's all they will do. But basically 85% of your taste is through the nose, and that's the aroma and the flavour of the product. Only 15% through your mouth. It's not on the tip of the tongue or the back of the tongue, it's on the tops and sides. So if you're really going to pick up all the different flavours on our 6 beers here, you have to do a few things. First of all, you have a good sniff. Really draw those flavours in. You'll be quite surprised what you do pick up on that. Then you have enough to sit to cover the top of the tongue, hold it there for a couple of seconds, then let it go down. That'll give you the balance of flavours. So good sniff, down it goes. Now every one of these 6 beers has got an entirely different flavour and taste. I'll start on the end there and give you some idea of what we think they've got, and we'll see if you can pick them up. The first beer on my left is our Speight's Gold Medal Ale, our original beer, same recipe since 1876. Now you'll find it's got quite a biscuity, malty aroma and flavour to that. Nice after flavour coming back, touch of vanilla. Next to that we've got our porter. Now porter's got very much of a mochaccino coffee flavour, strongly burnt coffee flavour to that, tending more into a latte. And like a very good latte, most of the flavour comes up from your throat. After it gets down there, it comes back to you. It's quite nice. And then we've got our Summit. Now Summit is a lager beer, so it tends to be in the fruity range. Ours has got very much of a citrus aroma and flavour to that. Very nice citrusy flavour. With a very nice after flavour you'll pick up a marmalade orange with a touch of vanilla, lemon. And then we've got our Distinction here. Now Distinction has 5 different malts going into that one. You'll find it's got a malty hoppy, very malty hoppy flavour, very nice butterscotch with a touch of caramel. And then we've got our Pilsner, made to the Czechoslovakian recipe. Now, because it's a lager, it is a fruity one, but you'll find the fruity flavours are much sharper, strong fruity flavours, strong apple flavour coming through on that one. And then we've got our Traverse, which is a fairly new beer for us. It's been on the market about 3 months. Now that's the lowest carb beer you can actually get in the world today. 0.09 carb, very, very low, although there's still 4% alcohol. Now you'll find that's got more of a cinnamony, spicy aroma and flavour to that. Quite a nice beer to drink. Now, our company doesn't only make beer, we do soft drinks. So we've got blackcurrant there, we've got green apple there, and we've got ginger beer there. So you're welcome to open those and try those if you want to. As well as that, we've got our spring water in the jug, glasses there. On the wall there, that's a timeline covering 138 years of Speight's history, quite a lot of history there. The Old Dark ice cream is made here for us and eaten by the Gourmet Ice Cream Company. We sell it for them for $2.